The following content has been generated with artificial intelligence under minimal human supervision. The data presented may contain errors or inaccuracies. The opinions expressed in this content do not necessarily reflect the vision, position, or values of DigiAll. We recommend verifying critical information with additional sources before making decisions based on this content.
Welcome to DigiAll Tech News. Today is Saturday, July 18th, 2026. I'm Kylie Brooks, and this is where technology becomes clear and engaging. The White House is taking a larger role in who gets access to frontier AI models from US labs, shifting a key gatekeeping decision away from tech companies alone. AI chip startup Etched is in advanced funding talks that could value it at about $20 billion, as investors hunt for alternatives to NVIDIA. The AI data center build-out is increasingly running on borrowed money, with Oracle highlighted as a hyperscaler turning to the bond market. Major League Baseball is restricting dugout iPad use to keep AI software from helping teams make real-time strategy decisions. A new cybersecurity warning says AI is finding vulnerabilities faster than organizations can fix them, turning visibility into a backlog problem. Let's start with a story that may define the next phase of AI governance. Two people familiar with the matter say the Trump administration has asserted more control over access to the newest frontier models from US labs. Until now, companies were making many of those calls themselves. Anthropic had Project Glasswing for selective access to its Claude Mythos cybersecurity work, while OpenAI managed access around GPT 5.6 and kept a separate Daybreak initiative for cyber offerings. This week, the White House launched Gold Eagle, an AI clearinghouse with private sector partners focused on identifying and fixing cyber vulnerabilities. A White House official says participation is voluntary and companies still decide release timing and scope. But the practical tension is obvious. The administration had previously blocked Claude Mythos 5 and Fable 5 over national security concerns before lifting those controls after negotiations, and OpenAI had already limited new models to trusted partners at government request. That matters because model access is becoming part product rollout, part national security process. And with China's Moonshot AI unveiling Kimi K3, which matches or beats US frontier performance on at least one benchmark, the hard question is how to protect powerful models without slowing the very ecosystem the US says it wants to lead. Now this is where the AI hardware race starts to look less like normal startup financing and more like infrastructure speculation. Etched, based in San Jose and founded by Gavin Uberti, Robert Washin, and Chris Ju, is in advanced talks for a round that would value the company at roughly $20 billion, with existing investor Jane Street expected to lead. At the same time, Etched is also raising a separate round led by Sequoia Capital at a $10 billion valuation. Both deals are still not closed, so the numbers can move. But even the structure tells us a lot. Investors are paying a major premium for specialized chips that could run generative AI models more efficiently than general-purpose GPUs. The leap is striking because Etched raised a $34 million seed round in May 2023. In practical terms, the market is betting that alternatives to NVIDIA's dominant hardware stack are not just nice to have, they are strategic. The sober part is that valuation does not equal production. Etched still has to prove it can deliver working chips at scale and win major customers. Here's the key context behind the data center boom. AI capacity is not only a chip story, it is also a balance sheet story. Oracle is being held up as an example of a hyperscaler that needs to tap the bond market to fund large AI data center spending, at a moment when risk is rising and bond prices for Oracle and Amazon have already been affected. This matters because the cloud behind AI tools is expensive physical infrastructure, not magic. When that build-out relies on more borrowing, the AI boom becomes linked not only to model performance, but also to debt financing and investor confidence. This next one is a good reminder that AI governance is not just for software companies or governments. Major League Baseball has implemented new restrictions on iPads in team dugouts to prevent tablets from running AI software that could help with real-time game strategy. While the exact enforcement details remain restricted, the confirmed point is clear. the league is trying to set boundaries around real-time artificial intelligence assistance during games. So this story is less about the tablet itself, and more about defining where human strategy ends and live AI assistance begins. And on cybersecurity, the concern is not that AI finds bugs, it is that it may find them faster than defenders can realistically respond. Security executive Doug Britton argues that AI-driven vulnerability discovery is creating an unsustainable backlog. In April, Anthropic's Claude Mythos preview uncovered thousands of bugs in major operating systems and browsers, many of them undetected for decades. The US administration then warned of an impending avalanche of new vulnerabilities. Verizon's 2026 Data Breach Investigations report is cited for the point that exploitation of known vulnerabilities remains one of the most common breach paths, while patching lags because it is resource-intensive and teams are already overwhelmed by common CVEs. The memory safety numbers make the scale easier to understand. Roughly 70% of Microsoft-assigned CVEs each year are memory safety issues, and Google has said those issues once accounted for 76% of Android vulnerabilities. The practical takeaway is that faster scanning is not enough. Defenders may need more investment in mitigation techniques that reduce exploitability across whole classes of bugs, so every new discovery does not become one more ticket in an already overloaded queue. Final flash. Today's through line is control. Governments are trying to control frontier AI access. Investors are trying to control the next chip platform. Cloud companies are managing the cost of AI infrastructure. Sports leagues are setting boundaries for live AI assistance. And cyber teams are trying to control a vulnerability wave that is moving faster than remediation capacity. Thank you for staying informed with Digital Tech News. We'll be back with more updates as they develop.